So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I made here. I made two sets of winding sticks, and I can tell you after making the first set I learned a lot, and I changed it, what I think is I guess quite a bit, to the second set. First set, as you can see, I put a light colored kind of an inlay on the front stick here, and this is mahogany wood, and that's a maple, and then on the back one we've got some wenge, and it didn't quite turn out like I thought it would. It doesn't show up quite as well as I'd like it to, so I decided that that wasn't the greatest idea. The other thing that I learned really quick was the angles I put the inlays at was about a 45 degree, because that was from my combination square. And I can tell you now why people cut dovetails at 1/6 and 1/7 and 1/8 instead of 45 is because it's so hard to get a chisel in there, and it messes things up when you do. And so I used my marking knife mostly to try and cut that out, and it didn't work really well. And I also had to do a little bit better work, I thought, to make the boards or the sticks more parallel to each other. I put them in the vise, I planed them together, and they came out parallel, and that's great, but they're only parallel the way they sit right now. If I was to turn one of them around, they would not be parallel anymore. They're a little lopsided, so I'm going to end up redoing this set of sticks and keeping these for my own use. This set here is what I'm going to be finished with and giving away. These ones, I don't put an inlay on the front. I think it works better that way. I've measured it a little bit closer. They're parallel in both directions, so they're flat all the way across. The wenge works really well and I think shows up. And for fun, I used Paduk, if I'm saying that right, for the center dots. And most of the wood I got at a big box store. The wenge and the Paduk. Really cool resource, I thought, was pen blanks. And I took those and I cut them up and turned them into dowels or inlay pieces as I needed them. And I thought that worked really well. First set my boys got to help me with. The second set I kind of cracked out myself because I was running behind in time. But it was a lot of fun. I encourage anybody and everybody to get into hand tool woodworking. Mostly not because power tools are somehow bad or anything like that, but that I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I can't put them in front of a table saw or a router and expect them to be safe with the amount of muscle control and responsibility that they have. But with the first set of sticks that I made, we were able to plane, with the kids. They were able to come in here and they were able to rip these down to the size with a saw. We had a lot of fun. So just from a safety aspect and a teaching aspect, it was really good that way. I'll admit I don't have a lot of woodworking experience. I'm very new at this and still learning grain and all sorts of fun about wood. But this was a great idea, I think, and look forward to continuing in woodworking and hopefully sharing that with others as my skill set grows. And I just want to put a big giant thank you out to Wood by Wright for just inspiring this whole project. Whether someone else benefits from me making this or not, I benefited from it, and I hope I can pass that on. I'll put up probably one last picture after this of the sticks. I'm going to put a little coat of shellac on them, and it really makes them turn out, I think, a little bit nicer than how they sit right now. So that being said, have fun, and I'll see you later.